Hey guys, it's David here, and it's currently day 21. Hopefully, you guys are doing amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Fighting your challenges with 110%. That's how it should be. Today has been good for me. Thank you for asking. Went to see my parole officer again. Had a piss test, which it was kind of compulsory, so I had to go either way. But two meetings in a row, which isn't ideal. Like because yesterday I didn't do cold calling, so I thought today I might not have the chance to do cold calling again. I came back at 1 p.m. and normally I outreach in the morning to get out of the way. I have this mental focus in the morning, so I set the mornings for cold calling. So when I came back at 1 p.m., I wasn't there in my mind, so I was very reluctant to cold call. And I'm sure you guys had this feeling also. It might not be cold calling, but it could be anything. Like, for example, it could be that you start making the bad choices, or it could be that circumstances and situations has shaped your life off track or in a different direction that you intend to go. So like example would be, one night you decide to watch one episode on TV, whatever TV series you guys watch. Um, you say to yourself, look, I'm gonna hop on Netflix, I'm gonna watch one episode, I'm gonna go to bed. Right? One episode finishes, it ends on a cliffhanger, and you guys like, well, damn, let's just watch one more. You watch one more, and then you're a bit hungry, so you know what? You get some snacks, you get some chips. You start eating some chips, and then your mouth gets thirsty. And like, man, water doesn't go good with chips, so let me drink some cola, and then when you're fat shit on the couch watching some Netflix TV series, right? Don't worry, I've been there. All right, so I know it's hard to come back from bad choices. It's hard to come back from pleasure. It's hard to come back from instant gratification because it's so damn alluring, you know. And sometimes we just don't want to make the goddamn right choices, which is okay, which is okay in a way when it becomes a problem, So today, I was reluctant to do cold calling, right? But nonetheless, I had a purpose in life. I had a vision. So this hidden desire, this flame within me, just inflamed and pervaded all my body. It just made me so eager to pick up the phone, and I did. And when I did, I blasted through it. It was so easy. I actually found joy in it. I actually found it very enjoyable. I actually kind of missed it, which is kind of funny to say. But I guess the point is, we all have been there where we have made bad choices and it snowballed, and we feel kind of empowered or powerless to take control back of our life. So in this video, I just want to teach you guys or share, because I'm not a teacher. I'm just, sharing my life experience. Today I just want to share to you guys how I managed to take control back of my life and how I managed to, stop bad choices from snowballing into adversity or just, things that you cannot come back from or you will regret the next day, which I'm sure you guys have regret many times, you know. So I guess the first and most important thing to come back from bad choices is to have a clear purpose in life, And this purpose has to be sincere. It can't just be some made up purpose. It can't just be some made up goal that you say and you blast to satisfy other people or to make your parents happy. You can't just say like, okay, I want to be a neurosurgeon, when you don't want to be a doctor. You want to say, I want to play in the NBA, but you can't even shoot goddamn hoops and you hate shooting hoops. Or you want to like, make $1 million the next year, but you don't know how to do business or you don't want to do business, and you just can't, give off these fake purposes and fake direction in life to just, keep other people's mouths shut. You gotta be sincere to yourself, because when your purpose is not who you actually want to be, there's no flame within you that's willing to sacrifice things for that purpose. You know what I mean? So I guess find out what you want to do. Find out what your life lacks, and fill that with the vision in life. For example, if you're short on money, maybe do something that will generate you money, but in something that's really meaningful to you personally, to your unique situation and your own desires. Maybe you're lacking in love. Maybe that's a relationship. Maybe you want to get back at some girl, whatever. Whatever the reason, there's always that thing you want to be better at, and that would be a good point to start your making your goals. And because you want it so bad, you have this desire within you that's willing to sacrifice things for it. And only when you have that flame within you could that purpose be attainable. In my opinion, because that intertwines with each other. If you have this purpose and you have this flame, that flame will, will push you to the purpose, right? But so first, have a conceit purpose, not conceit, consolidated purpose, and yeah, and one that you're willing to sacrifice things for, right? And the second rule is be conscious. Be conscious when you make the bad choices. I'm not just saying like the normal, example of people saying they're conscious. When I mean normal is a lot of people say they're conscious when making the bad choices, but I kind of argue that fact. I kind of argue it based on my own experience or whatever. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I'm not a psychologist. I don't study the brain, whatever. So, I could be totally wrong and giving you guys false information. But then again, this is my own experience. This is what I'm sharing. So if I'm wrong, please educate me. And because likely 99% of the chance I am always wrong. So educate me. I want to learn. But this is what I believe, or my experience at least. When we make bad choices, I believe, or I think when we make bad choices, we are not conscious of them. We are only conscious when we are making those bad choices consistently, or we have been making the bad choices for a while. For example, we'll be opening our phone, we'll be on TikTok scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and then we'll be conscious that we're scrolling about it. And then be like, oh, we're on TikTok, and then that registers as making a bad choice, right? But then you'll think to yourself, okay, I'm on TikTok and I'm conscious of this, so I made this choice consciously. And here's where I argue the point, or what I think or believe in, right? From my experience, I think we make the bad choices subconsciously or unaware, because when we make bad choices, or for me, when I make bad choices, let me say me instead of we. When I make bad choices, it feels like my brain goes on autopilot. It feels like my brain turns off and then my body just acts without like a thinking brain. That's what I'm doing, scrolling on TikTok, or I'm doing other things, so I'm getting distracted. Things like I just shut off my brain, right? So when I make my choices or bad choices, I'm not making them aware. I'm not being self-aware. I'm not talking to my inner self. But when I'm making those bad choices, when I'm in making the bad choices, I become conscious. And when I become conscious, I think to myself, okay, I'm doing this thing, right? But for me, I knew I was not conscious making the choice. I was only conscious whether I was conscious before making the choice or when I was conscious in the process of making the bad choice. So when I mean being conscious, I mean before you make the bad choices, turn your brain back on, think to yourself, talk to yourself. Okay, think like, why am I doing this? Why do I think I want to do this? When you have that conversation, that's what I mean by being conscious. When you have that self-talk with the inner dialogue, that's what I mean by being conscious, before making the bad choices, not when you're making the bad choices. Well, that too, but what I mean stay conscious is obviously before you make the bad choices, before you take that bad step, because it's always good to avoid it in general. It's obviously sometimes we get too distracted and we just fall into it mindlessly, but I mean, be conscious before you make it. So, if you guys are thinking, what if I'm already doing it? Can I still come back? Of course you can. When you're making the bad choices, you become conscious, you realize you're on TikTok, right? Whatever that's the example I'm going to say. You're on TikTok, you're scrolling, right? You made the bad choice and now you're conscious. Well, so what do you do from here? For me, what I find to be most effective is I have that self-talk, right? I have that inner talk with myself, I have that talk with my mind. Say to myself, okay, why am I on TikTok? All right. I close TikTok, I close whatever I start doing. I just shut it completely, I just turn it off. And I think to myself, okay, why am I doing this? Why did I pick up my phone? You know, why am I on my phone in the first place? And I'll think to myself, okay, did I need to use my phone? And you might think like, okay, I was supposed to be on my phone, checking my business social media. So okay, I'm gonna check my business social media, right? But if you had this talk with yourself and you realize, okay, I actually don't know why I opened my phone. I don't know why I opened TikTok. And if that's the case, and it most likely will be the case, you just realize, okay, I got distracted. Let me just close this phone because I don't need it, and let me just come back to doing my work. Now, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy to stop doing what you love doing or doing something that is resistanceless. But it's the right thing to do, guys. It's the right thing to do if you have a purpose in life. And when you have a purpose in life and when that flame intertwines or matches with that purpose, it will be so much easier to, be conscious and stop doing the bad choices because you realize that flame within you is willing to sacrifice that pleasure for a delayed gratification, right? In this case, your end goal. So be conscious, have a purpose, right? And then third of all, which is the last step, is just really that transition from, doing the bad habit to doing the good habit or doing the bad choice to making the good choice. When you realize, when you are conscious of the choice you're making is bad or, hurting you anyway, it's going to be hard to just quickly transition to doing full work, to, go smash your work in full capacity. So what I'd like to do is I slowly transition over. I slowly push myself on the good side. And how I do that will be the TikTok example again. I open my phone, I realize, okay, I'm on my phone doing nothing. I don't need my phone, right? So now what I do, I close my phone, right? I put it down. I think to myself again, okay, I regather my thoughts. I think to myself, okay, what am I doing today? What needs to get done? What needs to be done and how am I going to do it? When you talk to yourself again, you realize, okay, I actually need to do this, I need to do that. I need to cold call, I need to send emails, I need to, educate myself more. Okay, so let's find the first most important thing to do. Right? And when you find the most important thing to do, whether that's cold calling or, preparing for a meeting, let's just say cold calling, right? So let's say you got a cold call, which is the most important thing you got to do, right? You open your phone, right? You open your phone and just open the phone tab, just the phone number thing where you call people, right? You open that and you think to myself, okay, so I'm doing cold calling now. I gotta, cold call people, and then now what you do, you open your spreadsheet. When you open your spreadsheet, you just keep telling to yourself, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cold call. I'm gonna call this much clients. This is important. And when you keep on telling yourself that, you not only reassure yourself this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you kind of boost yourself moodily, like in a way, you just kind of give you this energy. I can't explain it, but when I keep on telling myself this is what I'm supposed to do, I just get in the zone. I get in the zone, and then when you're in the zone, the next step just call one person. Call one person, and then when you do that, that's when the transition for me is over. That's when I forget about the bad habit I was doing, and I'm fully focused and consolidated in what I'm doing now, and which is the good things. And really, the hardest thing to do is just, you know, transition. It's really just, coming back off the bad habit and doing something good. That's the hard bit. So when I do that, I like to just do baby steps. And when you do the baby steps, keep on, talking to yourself, keep on, talking to your inner dialogue. And when you do, make sure, that you're not thinking about anything else. And when your mind is clear and when you have your focus in line, and then you'll find you're back on track. Everything's so much easier. But I guess that's what worked. That's what's worked for me. Um, so maybe try it out today. If you guys do get distracted, if there's a better way and more easier way, please let me know. But this is just what worked for me. But yeah, that is just what works for me. So hopefully this works for you guys in some way. But this is my Thursday. So hopefully you guys had a good Thursday. Hopefully this just made your Thursday a little bit better. If not, that is okay because I'll see you guys tomorrow. So see you then. Bye bye.